Hey everyone, it's Bree and I'm back with another scrapbook process video for y'all today. And I'm super excited because I am sharing my first layout that I've created for the Paige Evans and Silhouette design team. And so I'm super excited to share this one. So I have used the Doily cut file by Paige. And if you know me and if you've been following me for a little while, you know that I love mixed media. And I also like using cut files as stencils. But to be honest, this specific cut file was actually turned into a stencil by Paige. It's one of the three that she just newly released. I believe it's three. I think she did release three new ones, and the doily one happens to be one of them. And so it's on a smaller scale, so it would be perfect for any project as well as a card. So I can't wait to get my hands on that new stencil. So anyway, so what I did is I took this cut file, I cut it out on some white plain cardstock that I had in my stash, and I've taped it down with some painter's blue tape, and I have applied some white texture paste to it. And when I remove the tape, and then I'm going to lift up my cardstock here in just a second, and you're going to see how pretty it is. Now you're going to see it for the most part, but then once I add some color to it, you'll see it pop even more. Now I did have some of my cardstock kind of stuck down at the bottom a little bit, but I just tore it off and it was fine. You couldn't even really tell that it was there. And since I was going to be adding some sprays and color to it, you couldn't see it as well. But for the most part, I was able to pick a little bit of it off. It was just like the top layer of my cardstock. So yeah, you can kind of see it looking down on the paper right now of all the paste that came through that cut file, and it is absolutely stunning. Oh my gosh, I love adding paste to stencils and then adding sprays on top of it. So yeah, we'll get to that here in just a second, but I'm going to show you what it looks like up close, and it is so pretty. It's so textured. Okay, so I let it dry. I put some things on the sides of my corners to help weigh it down to try to not make my paper warp a little bit. And now I'm adding some colors. Now I did pull out a bunch of shimmers sprays here, and I chose like in rainbow, basically in rainbow order. So I've added, I believe that's blue. The blue one is Frostbite. I can't talk. Frostbite. The purple one is Princess. The pink one, I believe, is a Sweetheart. Vibes. And I believe those are all vibes that I'm adding. So it has a lot of shimmer. So basically I'm just spraying and then I'm adding water and I'm just letting the color sit, and I do add a little bit of water to help get that color moving, but not too much. I don't want some of the colors to blend and bleed into each other that don't, complement each other, so I don't want it to get muddy. So I'm kind of being careful here. So I added a yellow, I believe that's mustard seed, and the lighter green is Don't Citron Me. The darker green is Velveteen Green. And let's see. So I'm basically just, I know it's like sped up super fast, but I just add a little bit of color. I add some liquid. I let it blend pretty slowly. And yeah, I'm just very careful about it. And then I do add a red, and I believe that's Scarlet's Fever that I've added there. And so it's blending a little bit with the yellow to create the orange. And I just absolutely love how this turned out. Oh, and I think I'm adding more pink, and I think that's Sweetheart, I believe. Okay, so yeah, I love how this turned out. I am addicted to creating rainbow layouts with mixed media, and I believe that is trending right now. Like, that's what a lot of people are creating with. So I encourage you, and I hope that I do inspire you to create something using like a cut file with a stencil, as a stencil, and then adding some mixed media on top of it. So I did show you up close what it looks like with the texture and the shimmer, and I mean, you're probably going to hear me keep saying that, but I just love how it turned out. Yeah, I really, really do. And you know me in mixed media, I absolutely love it. Okay, so on the right side of the frame there is some butterflies, and I cut those out. That is using Paige's cut file. It's called Layered Butterfly. So I chose two pattern papers from her Horizon collection, and that's what I'm using on my project today. Is everything is from Horizon. I do use one thing from the Pick Me Up collection, and that is the mini thickers, but I'll get to that here in just a minute. So back to my butterflies. So I cut them out twice on separate pattern papers, and I've layered them up. I alternated each pattern paper, and now I'm lightly adding some adhesive to hold them down so I can run them through my sewing machine. And that's what I'm doing off camera here, and I did not edit that out, but it doesn't take me but a quick second to get those all stitched through. I did want something more dimension on top of my stenciled paste there. I don't know what to call it, my background. Let's just call it my background. I wanted more pops of color and something to sit on top of my background. So that's why I used the layered butterflies. So yeah, I cut them out, and then I am going to go in here in just a minute, and I'm going to add some dimension or some foam tape in between some of the layers of each butterfly that I cut, because I did want my wings to sit up a little bit on each butterfly. I mean, I did kind of ruffle them up. I kind of picked them up so they would have some, you know, dimension, but then just so it wouldn't get flat, that's why I added some of the foam in there as well. Okay, so let's see. I'm sorry, my computer just went a little crazy. Hopefully it doesn't come out. It like kind of froze a little bit there for just a minute, but I think it's back to normal. All right, so I have spread out my butterflies kind of going across the page, and the photo that I'm using is a photo of us at the beach, my family at the beach. My mom and my stepdad had visited us when we were living out in Hawaii, and that was at our favorite beach, and it's just such a pretty picture. And the Horizon collection is very travel themed, so I thought it would be perfect for this photo that I've been saving. I've been wanting to scrapbook it, and I just love how it matches kind of perfectly with the collection as well as my background. So I've got my butterflies down. I've added some vellum behind my photo just to give it a little something. I've pulled one of the floral pieces from the ephemera pack, as well as this journaling tag as well that I'm going to try and tuck underneath the photo and then underneath that floral piece that I have. I did also pull Paige's tags there on the right that says hello, and I've added some American Crafts ribbon to it and stapled it with my tiny attacher. And let's see, I don't know, do I add that little frame? I think, yeah, I wanted something to break up the yellow. So the yellow on my background was a lot with the yellow from my journaling tag. So that's why I added that little piece, I think from the ephemera pack of blue, just to have a little something to break up all that yellow down there. Right, so I'm working on my title, and as you can see from the title of my video, it is Adventure in Paradise, because we were obviously in paradise and we were just on a beach adventure. So yeah, I am using these puppy stickers from Paige's Horizon collection, and I'm just I'm trying to figure out the placement of my title, because I didn't want to lose I didn't want to lose it on top of my background, but it does stick out enough where it pops and you can see it still. So here is where I pull these mini thickers. They're mini foam thickers from Paige's Pick Me Up collection, and I have, I think, 2 more sets of these thickers because they're my absolute favorite. I love them so much. Yeah, so I'm hoarding those last 2 packages. All right, so here is where you'll see me adding the foam dots here under some of the wings on my butterflies, because yeah, like I said before, I did want them to stick up a little bit, and I didn't want them to get smashed, you know, as I store it, or, you know, in time or over time. So yeah, I'm just adding some in between each of the wings, and then I'm going to basically have them go up my page. Like I said, I really wanted something extra to sit on top of my background, but I didn't want to take away from my background as well. Like I still wanted you to see it, because I do cover, unfortunately, I do cover up like the whole bottom portion of this doily background that I created. But you can see enough of it, and so that's why I wanted just a little more something, but not to cover up like the blues and the pinks and the purples in the page. Yeah, so I added the dimension, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere each butterfly down. And I did leave some of the string that from when I sewed them, just kind of trail each butterfly. And then that adds another texture to my page. So I'm just going through the 6x12 sticker sheet from Horizon, and I think Yeah, I do add that little floral piece, and I'm trying to see what else, like what else I can add to it that's not going to be too much. Like I didn't want to go overboard. So I did add this little sticker that says good times. So it kind of goes hand in hand with that little saying that's already on my tag that says hello. So it's like hello, good times, because we did have such a great time. And then I decided to add this chipboard sticker from the chipboard sticker sheet. And I wanted some yellow there and then to kind of fill in that little hole that was on the top right. And I believe that's it. Let's see, what else do I add? Do I end up keeping that heart on? I don't think so. I think I'm deciding if I really want to make this it or and I mean looking at it right now, I think I do leave it as is. But I love how it turned out. It was so much fun to create this background using a cut file, and I hope I inspired you to try it out and do the same. Yeah, but that's it. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget this doily cut file is made into one of Paige's stencils, so go to her website and blog for more info so you can get you one. Thank you so much again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.